1. Determine the reasons why you are not fit. One of the best ways to get fitter is to determine the reasons why you are overweight. It could be that you are ignoring service size whenever you eat, you lack exercise, you love to watch television while eating, and more. Once you are able to do that, you can begin making up a plan that can help you lose weight and achieve your fitness goals. 2. Be determined in achieving your fitness goals. If you are not determined enough in achieving your goals of losing weight, then you may be wasting your time in it. Losing weight is something that is achieved only with hard work and determination. Thus, you should be willing to do all the necessary things, even if it means sacrificing certain things for it. 3. Build up your motivation in losing weight. To be able to have the drive to exercise and become more cautious in your diet, you should have the motivation for it. To achieve that, it is best to list down all the possible negative effects of becoming overweight. By making up a list and referring to it from time to time, you will constantly remind yourself of the consequences if you won't lose weight soon. 4. Be inspired. Inspire yourself to lose weight by watching people who are fit. You can do this by regularly checking out the sports channel or visiting stadiums to watch athletes play. When you do that, you would have the desire to become just like them, which would help you in doing things to achieve your goals. 5. Learn to love fruits and vegetables. If you don't love eating fruits and vegetables, then you should teach yourself to love them. Do not do it in an abrupt manner. What you can do is to introduce the fruits and veggies in a slower pace, such as just adding a serving of them each day. Once you get accustomed to that, which may take a week, you can gradually increase the amount of fruits and veggies in your diet in order to become healthier. 6. Become more conscious on your food portions. One of the things that one can do to gain more weight is to supersize his food portions. Thus, it is important that you become more conscious on your portions from now on. To do this, you can remind yourself that you may have to purchase more larger clothes if you continue eating large quantities of foods. 7. Drink more water. Drinking lots of water can help you lose weight. This is because it can suppress your appetite in a natural way. Aside from that, it can also make you feel healthier and fitter due to the fact that it helps in flushing out toxins from your body. In addition, no matter how much you drink, it won't make you gain weight, since it does not have any caloric content. 8. Start the day with a glass of water. As soon as you get up from bed in the morning, give yourself a refreshing drink of cold water. It is one of the best things to do to start your day fresh. Aside from that, it would also help you minimize the quantity of your breakfast drink. More importantly, drinking water first thing in the morning will awaken your digestive juices and get them prepared for your breakfast. 9. Eat banana early in the morning. When you wake up in the morning, it is a good idea to eat a piece of banana. It would help in giving you the necessary energy to start your day. As long as you don't combine it with anything, banana would not cause any kind of hyperacidic reaction in your tummy. Thus, do it around 15 to 30 minutes before you eat breakfast. Many people do this just before they go out to do their morning walk. 10. Drink water just before lunch or dinner. Just before enjoying your lunch or dinner, it is a good idea to drink a glass of water. Water would actually take up some space in your stomach. Thus, even if you have not even finished eating a whole plate of meal, you would feel that you are already full. 11. Stay away from sodas and sweetened drinks. Many people are so fond of drinking sodas and sweetened drinks. If you are one of them, then this practice may very well be one of the reasons why you have gained lots of weight. Thus, it is time to cut down your consumption of such drinks. Sodas taste sweet because they are filled with sugar, which would only load your body up with more calories. And that is not a good idea. 12. Choose fresh fruits instead of fruit drinks. You may be thinking that drinking fruit juices is a healthy practice. Although it is better than drinking sodas, such juices may still contain extra calories, especially if they have been processed. Thus, it is far better to eat fresh fruits than drinking fruit juices, since they contain more vitamins, aside from the fact that they can also provide you with fiber. 13. Eat more food items that contain water. Food items like watermelons and tomatoes are filled with water. Thus, you should include them into your daily diet, since they would make you feel fuller, without putting yourself at risk to gaining more pounds. On top of that, most of these foods are also filled with dietary fiber, which your body also needs in order to lose weight. 14. Eat more vegetables to eat less. When you are eating more vegetables, you would actually be eating lesser amounts of foods. This is because vegetables are loaded with fiber. Fiber can actually make you feel full longer, since it prolongs the digestion process. Thus, it would suppress your appetite and pave the way to losing weight. 15. Think before you eat. Whenever you are at the dining table, do not base your decisions on your instinct, especially when it comes to choosing the food items to eat. This is because your instinct may normally tell you to eat everything in sight, especially if you are really hungry. Before you put something on your plate, you should think first if it is something that you really need or not. 16. Go easy on sweet things. Sweet things like chocolates, cakes, and candies can be tempting to eat, especially when they are presented very well. Before you put them inside your mouth, though, you should remind yourself that they taste sweet, since they are loaded with extra calories. Thus, minimize your consumption on such things so that you won't gain more weight. 17. Eat only on times when you need to. If you feel the need to open up your refrigerator and grab something to eat, you should think first whether it is time for your snack or not. If it is not, try to drink a glass of water first, since there are times when your body would mistaken thirst as hunger. If you really need to grab a snack, though, make sure that it is something healthy. 18. The best snack items. When you snack between meals, it is wise if you also become conscious not just on your food portions, but also on the types of foods you eat. The best types of foods for your snacks would be fruits and vegetables. Munching on carrots or an apple would not just help in maintaining your health, but it would also control your appetite for the coming meal. 19. Drinking coffee. Some people think that drinking coffee is a bad idea, especially when a person is trying to lose weight. On the contrary, drinking hot coffee at breakfast is actually a good idea, since it can help in boosting your energy levels. Just don't drink coffee shakes in coffee shops too often, though, since they are filled with lots of calories that can make you gain weight. 20. Stay away from foods that have been fried. Fried foods are called as such since they are cooked either in fat or oil. Thus, the more amounts of fried foods you consume, the more oil your body would absorb. Keep in mind that even when the external oil has already been drained, there are still lots of it that remain in the food itself. 21. Skipping meals. There are lots of people today who skip their meals, especially breakfast, for thinking that it can help them achieve weight loss. Skipping meals can actually result to more weight gain, since it can lower down your body's metabolism. Aside from that, it can make you feel too hungry when it is already meal time, which can result to binge eating. 22. Eat a large breakfast. Breakfast is actually the most important meal of the day. This is because it is where your body would usually source out its energy for the day. Thus, it is best to fill up yourself at breakfast so that you can boost your body's energy levels. Aside from that, it can also help you in controlling your food portions come lunch and dinner times. 23. Eating eggs. Eggs are actually healthy, especially the egg whites, since it contains the protein called albumin. Eating an egg a day can boost your metabolism, aside from providing your body with quality protein. However, make sure not to exceed 2 eggs in a day, since the yolk is actually filled up with a lot of extra calories that you may not need. 24. Eating chocolates. Although chocolates are to be avoided when you are on a diet, you should still try to enjoy them, but only once in a while. They should be treated as a luxury instead of a routine. In other words, you may eat a small amounts of chocolates just to satisfy your cravings, but do not do it on a regular manner. 25. That bulging tummy. If you have friends who are avid drinkers of beers, then you would notice another thing in common with them, which would be their bulging tummies. This is actually due to the fact that beers and other alcoholic beverages are filled with extra calories. Aside from that, they can also get your body's metabolism to slow down. Thus, as much as you can, you should avoid drinking beers or put a stop to that habit permanently. 26. Including protein in your diet. Having a good amount of protein-rich foods in your diet is a must in order to lose weight, as well as to stay healthy. This is because protein can help your body in building more muscles, and it is harder to process than other food groups. Aside from that, protein can also help in boosting your body's resistance to diseases. 27. Choose the right kind of meat. Although lean meat is good, it is still better to go with white meat. White meat is actually far better than red meat. Sources for white meat would include fish and chicken. When you eat chicken, though, make sure that you won't include its skin, for it is loaded with fats and cholesterol. 28. Choosing the right bread. When you are shopping for bread, in most cases, you would be choosing between white breads and multigrain breads. It is actually best to choose the latter, since white breads in most cases no longer contain high fiber content and they are highly processed. Multigrain breads actually have high fiber content, and they even contain certain amounts of protein. 29. Eating pork. Although pork is also a source of protein, it is also a source of fats, and it is red meat. Thus, it is best if you reduce the amount of pork that you intake. Keep in mind, though, that there are a lot of products that are also made out of pork, some of which would include bacon, sausages, hot dogs, and ham. 30. Limiting your sugar intake. When you want to lose weight, you have to limit your sugar intake. Thus, when it comes to drinking coffee, you may have to limit the amount of sugar that you add into it, or go with black coffee. If you can't have these things unsweetened, though, there are lots of sugar substitutes available today. They taste sweet, but they won't make you gain weight. 31. Grazing. Grazing simply means that instead of eating 3 large meals in a day, you would be having 5 or 6 smaller meals. Doing this would actually help you in losing weight. This is because it can help in boosting your body's metabolic rates. Aside from that, it would also help in suppressing your appetite. 32. Go easy on salt. Eating foods that have high salt content is a big no-no when it comes to dieting. Eating too much salt can actually make you gain more weight. Thus, it is time to cut down your salt intake. If you cook your own food, try to bring down the level of salt that you add into your recipes. Aside from that, make it a point to avoid salty chips as well. 33. Bake foods instead of frying them. Frying food items can actually add lots of fats into your system, since you would be using oil. Thus, it is better to bake your food without the use of fats, since it won't make you gain weight. Baking is indeed a healthier way of cooking food than frying. Thus, it is time to bake more and fry less. 34. Using nonstick pans. When you cook your own food, there may be times that you may have to fry some of them. To lessen the amount of oil that you use, then it is best to utilize non-stick frying pans. Non-stick pans are available in many supermarkets today, and they are one of the best things that you can invest on in order to lose weight. 35. Cooking your vegetables. As much as possible, it is best to eat vegetables at their raw state. This is because when you cook them, you would be reducing the amount of nutrients that they can offer to your body. However, if you really need them cooked, try boiling or steaming them so that you can preserve more of its moisture and nutrient contents. 36. Eating parsley. If you are trying to come up with a list for food items you can include in your snacks, then try parsley. Parsley is actually filled with lots of vitamins, and it can also make your breath fresher. More importantly, it can help in attaining your fitness goals, since it is also loaded with fiber. 37. Crash diets. Crash diets are programs that can help you lose weight in just a short period of time. However, in most cases, they work at that time period only, and once you stop it, which you may have to at some point in time, you may eventually gain back the weight that you have lost. Thus, if you are looking for a long-term solution for your weight problems, then you should remember that crash diets is not the one. 38. Set more achievable goals. When you set your goals for losing weight, such as the amount of pounds that you want to lose, make it as achievable as possible. If you set goals that are too hard to achieve, then you may get discouraged when you are not able to attain them. Thus, start with something that you believe you can reach first, so that you can start your diet program on the right path. 39. Don't forget to reward yourself. Whenever you achieve your short-term goals, such as losing a few pounds or so, don't forget to reward yourself for it. Rewarding yourself should not be done by eating out or eating your favorite guilt foods, since it might bring back the weight you lost. Instead, it is best if you simply buy yourself a shirt or a gadget that you have been longing for. 40. Eating in restaurants. Eating out in restaurants should be minimized when you are trying to lose weight. However, when you find yourself in it, make sure to order foods that are healthy and not too fattening. Keep in mind, though, that most restaurants provide very large food portions. To get around it, ask for another plate and only fill it up with the right portion to eat. Take home the remaining food and place it in your refrigerator. 41. Eat low-calorie food items first. Whether you are eating out or at your own house, you should start with the soups, salads, and vegetables, and eat your protein and carbohydrate sources last. When you do this, by the time you put your attention to eating meats and high-calorie food items, you are almost full. Thus, it helps in controlling your calorie intake as well as your portion. 42. Make use of a food journal. Using a food journal can help you in losing weight, since it can let you effectively monitor the foods that you eat. Aside from that, you may also use some of its pages to plan out your healthy meals for the coming weeks. Thus, it is best that you get one soon, so that you can put it to good use. 43. Eat at the table and not somewhere else. When you eat in front of your computer or while watching television, it can actually make you have more food than you need. This is because putting your attention to something else other than eating can distract your senses. When that happens, your brain may not be able to effectively interpret the signals sent by your stomach that it is already full. 44. Bring your own lunch. At work, whenever it is lunchtime, you may be tempted to eat out in fast food chains or restaurants. Aside from the fact that they can cost you more money, they can actually make you gain more weight. Thus, it is time that you cook and bring your own lunch. This way, you have full control of what you eat, which is essential when it comes to losing weight. 45. Add more spices into your recipes. Adding more spices to your foods can actually make you lose weight. This is because spicy foods can make your body's metabolism go up. With higher metabolic rates, your body would be able to burn more fats and calories. On top of that, it can also increase your energy levels to desirable points. 46. Avoid processed foods as much as you can. Examples of processed foods are hot dogs, sausages, burger patties, and such. Eating them would actually put your health at risk, since they mostly contain preservatives that add more toxins to your body. Aside from that, they also contain lots of salt. Thus, it is best to avoid them as much as you can. Eat foods that are unprocessed so that you can become healthier and lose weight. 47. Think positive. You should have a firm belief that you would be able to attain your fitness goals soon. By doing that, you would have the confidence of taking on the challenges head-on. Always think positive so that you won't get easily discouraged when you are not able to lose weight immediately. Aside from that, it can also help you have the motivation you need to stick to your plan. 48. Managing stress. Stress is actually one of the factors that can lead you to eat more. However, you should always think that in the long run, it is more stressful if you stay fat than to stop your bad eating habits. This is because when you are overweight, you would be putting yourself at risk to its negative effects. Aside from that, it can also affect your self-esteem to certain degrees. 49. Get your family involved. When it comes to losing weight, it is best if you have the support that you need in attaining it. Thus, you should inform your family and friends about what you are trying to achieve. This way, they can help you by constantly reminding you of the right foods to eat. Aside from that, they may even join you on your quest to becoming healthier. 50. Get enough sleep. Sleeping for 8 hours each night is actually one of the things that you can do in order to lose weight. This is because providing ample time for your body to recuperate can make you more energetic the following day. Aside from that, when your body lacks rest, it can abnormally boost your appetite in trying to compensate for the lack of sleep. 51. Take a picture of yourself. Prior to starting your fitness program, you should take a picture of yourself. This way, you would have something to compare to once you are able to gradually achieve your fitness goals. For example, if you lose 5 pounds in a week or two, you would surely notice the difference if you are going to take another picture of yourself by then. 52. Exercise while losing weight. Although dieting can already help in making you lose weight, it is still best to pair it up with a good workout program. Exercising while you are losing weight ensures that you look more toned and trim once you are able to reach your ideal weight. There is no need to go through very strenuous routines for it, especially if you are not into bodybuilding. 53. Increasing your physical activities. Any kind of increase in your daily physical activities can work wonders for you when it comes to losing weight. This is because it can boost your body's metabolism, which helps in burning more calories and fats. Thus, try to come up with more physical activities to do each day so that you can reach your goal soon. 54. Exercise options. There are lots of options you have when it comes to getting enough exercise, some of which would include dancing, walking, running, biking, swimming, and more. You can also do some weightlifting if you want to. The important thing is to get your body moving so that you can burn more fats off. 55. How much exercise one needs. Some people are not very sure about how much exercise they need to put themselves into in order to become fit. The amount of exercise you need would actually depend on certain factors, which include your fitness goals, the amount of weight you need to shed off, and more. Thus, determine your goals first, so that you can decide how much exercise you need to perform each day or week. 56. A step you need to take prior to exercising. To be on the safe side, you should consult with your doctor first, prior to getting involved with a certain workout program. Visiting your doctor would help a lot as far as evaluating your current physical fitness is concerned. By doing that, The doctor can tell you whether it is safe for you to go through certain routines or not. Aside from that, he may also be able to recommend the routines that would suit you best. 57. Come up with other ways to increase your physical activities. Aside from going through certain workout routines, there are also other things that you can do in order to perform more physical activities, some of which would be to get involved with gardening, fixing certain things at your place, and such. Coming up with these things would actually offer you more benefits than just physical fitness. 58. Park your car 2 blocks away from your destination. If you are on your way to your office, park your car a couple of blocks away from it. By doing that, you will have to walk towards it, which would give you a chance to get some exercise. You can also do this when you visit the malls or the grocery stores. Walking a few blocks will not just make you fitter, since it can also help you save more money by consuming lesser amounts of fossil fuel. 59. Never use the elevator again. If you need to visit someone at a certain building, or your office is at the 4th or the 5th floor, don't use the elevator in getting to it. Use the stairs instead, so that you can let your legs have some exercise that it needs. It may be tiring at first, but once you gain more stamina by doing it on a regular basis, you would no longer feel fatigued once you reach your desired floor. 60. Don't be too aggressive. Most people, especially those that are starting their workout programs for the first time, approach it too aggressively. Doing this can actually lead to unbearable muscle soreness, body aches, and even possible injuries. Keep in mind that doing your workout aggressively may not provide you with the results you want immediately. Thus, start it slow and be more patient. 61. Vary your routines. Once you have started with your workout program, you may eventually find some routines to be a bit boring. Thus, it is best if you vary them by doing some new routines from time to time, or by increasing their intensity. Just make sure that the routines you are doing are done in accordance to your goals, so that you would stay on track. 62. Take a day off from your exercise routines. Taking a day or two to relax is not a bad idea, as long as you get enough exercise for the rest of the week. This is because your body actually needs enough time to rest. In other words, taking a day off from your exercise routines is actually part of your exercise program. 63. Learn more about exercising. Learning more about exercise routines can now be done through the internet. Aside from that, you can also read books about it. By gaining more knowledge about the different routines that you can do, you would gain better understanding about them, especially when it comes to how you can benefit in performing them. 64. Get a partner. Exercising alone can eventually become boring. Thus, it is best if you find someone to be your exercise buddy. He or she can be your office mate, your best friend, or even your spouse. As long as you have someone to go with you at the gym, you will always have more desire to do so, which can help you in the long run. 65. Walk around the park. When you exercise outdoors, there are lots of benefits that it can offer to you. For example, if you decide to walk or ride your bike around the park early in the morning, you would be able to inhale fresh air, which is something fitness gyms could not offer. Aside from that, it can also give you the opportunity to meet new people who could eventually become your fitness buddies. 66. Purchase a mountain bike. Many people today, even coworkers, schedule a regular weekend getaway by riding their bikes to the countryside. Some would even go to the mountains, especially those who have their own mountain bikes. Going through such activities can actually boost your stamina and give you a good workout every week. Thus, it is a good idea to own a mountain bike soon. 67. Know when to stop. In working out, you would know when your body has had enough of it. There would actually be certain signals that your body would give you, and it is wise to listen to them. This is because there is not a good reason to push your body beyond its limits. If you are going to do that, you would be putting yourself at risk to certain injuries. Aside from that, you may get discouraged when you experience too much muscle soreness than you can bear. 68. Start your workout program properly. One of the best ways to start your workout plan properly is to go with it at a slower pace. This is because taking it slow can prevent you from getting involved with certain injuries. Aside from that, it would also make the routines more bearable for you, which would encourage you more in going through them. 69. Working out at home. If you do not have the luxury of time to visit the fitness gym to get some exercise, you can always do certain routines at home. There are lots of exercises that you can do at your own place today, some of which would be the sit-ups, push-ups, jogging in place, and more. Do the routines at home so that you can lose weight without having to spend more time in visiting the gym. 70. What to do to learn more routines. If you are exercising at your own place these days and you want to learn more routines, one of the best ways to do it is to check out exercise videos. These videos are mostly made by experts in the field, and they are available in most video shops around. All you have to do is to select the types of routines you want to learn more about, play the video at your place, and follow them. 71. Working out at a fitness gym. When you are working out at a fitness gym that is quite popular, there may be times in the day when it gets filled up with lots of people. Whenever this happens, it is quite possible that you may have to wait for your turn in using certain gym equipment. To avoid this, determine the time of the day when not many people would visit the gym. In most cases, more people would usually hit the gym during the middle of the day and after working hours. 72. Maximizing your time at the gym. If you don't want to waste too much of your time in the gym, then you should avoid people who talk too much. There are times when you may meet a person or two who simply do not know when to stop talking. They can actually get you distracted in what you are trying to do if you listen to them. Thus, it is best to avoid them while you are working out. And if you want to talk to them, only do it once you are done with your routines. 73. Choose the exercise program that would suit your lifestyle. There is no point if you need to force yourself to get some exercise. It should be something that you can enjoy, as well as fit the kind of lifestyle that you have. Always remember that it is very important that you are able to stick to your workout program. And you can only do that if the program suits you best. 74. Talking to your office mate. Due to technological advancements, when you want to talk to a colleague who is a few stations away from you, you may simply need to send an instant message, an email, or pick up the phone. However, since you want to make sure that you increase your physical activities, then you should stand up and approach him. By doing that, you will be able to burn more calories. 75. Doing something after lunch. After eating lunch at work, instead of playing online games on your computer while waiting for your lunch break to get done, you should step out of the office and walk around the block. Doing that would provide you time for a quick midday exercise. Walking around the block would not just burn more fats, but also prevent you from getting sleepy once you get back to work. 76. Don't buy new batteries for the remote control. If your television's remote control no longer works for busted batteries, don't mind purchasing new ones for it. It is actually better if you do not have a remote control around. With that, you will have to stand up and walk towards your TV set in order to change channels or change the volume level. 77. Don't place your mobile phone beside you at all times. When you are at home, it is best to have your mobile phone around, but not beside you. Place it a few meters away from you so that each time someone calls, or if you receive a message, you will have to stand up and walk towards it. After answering the call or sending back a message, place the phone back at its designated place again. 78. Dealing with a job that lets you sit down for most parts of the day. Sitting down for a whole day would not just make you gain more weight, but it can also put you at risk to back aches. To get around it, you should do some stretching every 30 minutes to an hour or so. If you have some idle time, spend it walking around the office and chat with your coworkers while standing up if it is allowed. 79. Avoid the coffee shops as much as possible. If it has been your practice to visit a coffee shop after work, then you should at least minimize it. In most cases, it is actually not the coffee products that can make you put on more weight, but the tasty pastries that most coffee shops offer. If you really need a cup of coffee, make some at your own place, so that you won't get tempted of pairing it up with something sweet. 80. Have a pet dog. Having a pet actually offers more benefits than just having a special companion. Your pet dog can actually help you lose weight, especially if you play with him more often. Aside from that, you can also both have a good exercise by walking him on a daily basis. 81. Bond with your kids more. When you are bonding with your kids, in most cases, you would end up playing certain games, which can make your heart pumping harder. Thus, the more time you spend with them, the more exercise you can get. Doing that would not just help in attaining your goals, but it can also help in getting closer to your loved ones. 82. Do something during commercial breaks. If you always find yourself watching television at nights, do yourself a favor by walking around and doing something else during commercial breaks. Aside from walking around, you may also do some shadow boxing, stretching, or even dancing. These activities should get your blood pumping, which can help in burning more fats and calories. 83. Dance around your room. Every weekend, you should make it a practice to listen to upbeat music and dance like crazy. Close your door and jump around if you want to. Make up some crazy moves and entertain yourself by facing the mirror. Pretend that you are a star performing in front of a large crowd if you want to, and simply have a good time. 84. Clean your room every weekend. On weekends, you should clean your room, and whenever it is possible, set it up in a new way. This would not just offer you a way to get more excess weight off, but it can also help in getting your room more organized. Don't forget to include the area under your bed so that your room would become spotless. 85. Do breathing exercises. Some people may think that breathing exercises would not help them lose weight. However, it actually can, since it gets your lungs working. Aside from working out your lungs, breathing exercises can actually get your muscles around the midsection to work as well. Thus, do this constantly so that you can achieve your weight loss goals soon. 86. Build more muscles. Building more muscles would not just make you look fitter, but it can also help in losing pounds of weight. This is because muscles actually require lots of calories to maintain it. Thus, the more muscles you build, the more fats and calories you would be burning, which would eventually lead to weight loss. 87. Purchase dumbbells. If you can't visit the gym to go through bodybuilding workout routines, then all you need would be a couple of dumbbells. There are lots of routines you can do with dumbbells, which can help in building up your biceps, back muscles, shoulders, and more. Once you go through such routines, you would become fitter and lose weight along the way. 88. Don't mind the muscle soreness. Once you do some routines with dumbbells or machines for muscle building, you may experience muscle soreness after. You should be glad that you feel them, since it is a sign that your body is working in order to build more muscles. This actually means that even after performing the routines, your body continues to burn more calories in order to repair and develop your muscles. 89. Look at yourself in the mirror. After waking up, get up, undress, and look at yourself in the mirror. If you are not very satisfied of what you see, then it will give you more reason to go through exercise routines to improve your physical condition. This would also offer you a chance to take note of the parts of your body which you want to put more work on. 90. Set up a good workout program. Aside from choosing a healthy diet, it is also best to set up a workout program that would suit you best. In most cases, though, it is good to start with cardiovascular routines first, before you start with weightlifting. When it comes to weightlifting, you can choose between using dumbbells, machines, barbells, and resistance bands, or combine them all. 91. How to start working out the right way. If it is going to be your first time to go through a workout plan, make sure that you start properly. Starting properly means that you need to go slow first and gradually increase your pacing. As you progress, it is best that you assess your current condition so that you can determine whether you need to push yourself harder or not. 92. Fitness is not all about losing weight. When it comes to fitness, it is not all about losing pounds and pounds of weight. This is because some people actually want to gain weight to attain better fitness, such as building more muscles. Thus, if you want to have bigger and stronger muscles, you should not be surprised if you gain weight because of it. 93. Installing your own fitness equipment at home. Whether you want to build more muscles or to simply lose weight, it is also a good idea to install your own fitness equipment at your place. For example, if you want to develop your back muscles more, then one of the routines you may want to perform would be pull-ups. To do this at home, you can actually install a pull-up bar for it, which can be done in just a few minutes. 94. Setting up your place to get fit. If you have decided to do your workout at home, then you should properly check if you have ample space in it. Keep in mind that you may need to have certain types of equipment installed to perform your exercises. Thus, you should designate a room at your home where you can install and store your exercise equipment, as well as perform your routines. 95. Taking advantage of the internet. When you need to perform certain routines at home, you may want to learn more about how to do them properly. To solve that, you can actually access exercise videos through the internet these days. Some of them are free, while others require payment. Search for the free videos first, so that you can save some money along the way. 96. Watch the mirror while working out. While you are working out, it is best that you have a large mirror where you can watch yourself on. Watching yourself in the mirror can actually help you in performing the routines properly. Proper execution of the routines is actually very important, since it lets you target specific muscle groups effectively. 97. Move around during parties. Whenever you go to a party, there is always that big possibility to gain some additional pounds because of the presence of so much delectable foods. To minimize the weight that you could gain, you should constantly move around, chatting with friends and meeting new people. Aside from that, if good music is played, then it is a good idea to start dancing. 98. Eat before hitting the grocery store. If you are planning to go to the grocery store, it is wise to eat something first. The reason behind this is that when you get inside the grocery store and you are hungry, then you may have a tendency to pick up all the attractive food items that you would come across with. Therefore, it is best if you visit the store after lunch or after your afternoon snack. 99. Eat slowly. When you eat slowly, not only will you be able to enjoy your food more, but it can actually help you lose weight as well. This is because your body would actually take a certain amount of time before it sends a signal to your brain that it has had enough of food to eat. Thus, if you eat slowly, then you would be able to reduce the amount of food that you intake. 100. Bring a grocery list and stick to it. When you shop for grocery items, it is best that you come up with a list of goods that you need to buy. When you have a list, you would have better guidance on what food items you really need. However, it is also very important to stick to it, so that you won't end up purchasing unhealthy food items. 101. How to avoid junk foods. If you are really fond of eating junk foods, then it is important that you come up with a way to avoid it. One of which is to make sure that you won't see a single pack of junk food around your place. Thus, it is time to clear your cupboard from them and replace them with healthier foods that you can eat.